Hi again, this is Lance Capel. I'm doing my respiratory presentation on Boyle's law and how it relates to ventilation. And this class is Bio 520, and this is Grand Canyon University. What is Boyle's law? In simpler terms, when the volume of a container containing gas decreases, the pressure of the gas increases, and vice versa, as long as the temperature remains constant. Here's a definition of Boyle's law. An aspect of respiratory physiology that relates to Boyle's law and ventilation is the process of inspiration and expiration in the lungs. Boyle's law states that the pressure of a gas is inversely proportional to its volume at a constant temperature. According to Boyle's law, at a given temperature, the volume and pressure of gas are inversely associated. Let's put this another way. The volume falls and vice versa when the pressure rises. Boyle's law is significant because it clarifies the relationship between lung capacity and pressure during breathing. Boyle's law states that as a consequence of the lungs increasing volume during inhalation, their pressure lowers while maintaining the same temperature. The lungs' capacity reduces during exhale, but because of Boyle's law, lung pressure increases at a steady temperature. The diaphragm is an important muscle as it aids in efficient breathing, as stated above. Its functioning has been defined elaborately. It allows air to enter and exit lungs smoothly. Boyle's equation states that a gas of ideal pressure is inversely correlated to a gas's volume at a steady temperature for the specific mass of the gas. And I have here on my slide, ventilation occurs because of Boyle's law. And according to Boyle's law, if the given amount of gas has constant temperature, increasing its volume decreases its pressure and vice versa, which we discussed earlier. I have a diagram here on the inspiration and expiration through Boyle's law. And I have the equation for Boyle's law. And pressure, again, inversely, and then 1 over the volume there. P standing for the pressure of ideal gas. V, which is the volume of ideal gas. So if you look here, inspiration, the thoracic cavity expands, the external intercostal muscle contracts, and right here. And then to the right, expiration. The thoracic cavity reduces and the external intercostal muscles relax during expiration. In the context of the respiratory system, Boyle's law plays a crucial role in ventilation, which again involves the movement of air into and out of the lungs during breathing. Inspiration, which is again also inhalation. During inspiration, the diaphragm and external intercostal muscles contract, causing the thoracic cavity to expand. As the thoracic cavity expands, the volume of the lungs increases, leading to a decrease in pressure within the lungs. Our next slide here, I also wanted to add to inspiration. So according to Boyle's law, as the volume of the lungs increases, the pressure of the air within the lungs decreases relative to atmospheric pressure. Also with inspiration, this pressure difference creates a pressure gradient that causes air to flow from an area of higher pressure, which again is the atmosphere, to an area of lower pressure, the lungs, resulting in inhalation. Next, we're going to dive into expiration, which is exhalation. A little bit of a tongue twister there. So during expiration, the diaphragm and external intercostal muscles relax, allowing the thoracic cavity to return to its resting size. As the thoracic cavity decreases in volume, the volume of the lungs decreases as well. Moving on, again, expiration. According to Boyle's law, as the volume of the lungs decreases, the pressure of the air within the lungs increases relative to atmospheric pressure. This increased pressure within the lungs creates a pressure gradient that causes air to flow from an area of higher pressure, again the lungs, to an area of lower pressure, atmosphere, resulting in exhalation. Summary. This increases the volume and thus the pressure inside the lungs decreases. As a result, outside air rushes into the lungs. That's because a gas always flows from an area of higher to lower pressure. During exhalation, muscles decrease the size of the chest cavity and squeezes the lungs. This decreases the volume and thus pressure inside the lungs increases. As a result, air rushes out of the lungs, flowing from an area of higher to lower pressure. Conversely, during expiration, the reduction in thoracic cavity volume decreases lung volume, which causes an increase in pressure and air flowing out of the lungs. This understanding of Boyle's law helps elucidate the mechanics of breathing and the processes involved in gas exchange within the lungs. And also, again, just to reiterate what we talked about earlier, Boyle's law explains the relationship between the volume and pressure of gases in the respiratory system during ventilation. During inspiration, the expansion of the thoracic cavity increases lung volume, leading to a decrease in pressure and airflow into the lungs. And here are my sources. Hope that you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.